Samantha sat on her bed, staring out the window. The sun was setting, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink, but she felt none of its warmth. Her thoughts were miles away with her best friend Mia, who had moved to another city just a few months ago. Since Mia's departure, Samantha felt a growing distance between them, a chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. They had been inseparable since childhood. They shared secrets, dreams, and laughter. But now, with Mia gone, everything felt different. The phone calls were not enough. The texts felt hollow. Samantha missed the moments when they would talk for hours, sharing everything and anything. Now, her bedroom felt lonely. The silence was deafening. Samantha picked up her phone and scrolled through their old messages. She smiled at the silly memes they used to send, but the smile quickly faded. Each message reminded her of what they once had and what she was missing. She wanted to reach out, to reconnect, but the fear of rejection held her back. What if Mia doesn't feel the same way anymore? Samantha whispered to herself, a weight settling on her chest. She could imagine Mia busy with new friends, new adventures, and a life that didn't include her. The thought was painful, like a sharp knife twisting in her heart. That night, Samantha lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. She thought about how to bridge the gap between them. She remembered the times they had talked about their dreams, how they wanted to take on the world together. Can't let distance break us, they had promised each other. But now, that promise felt fragile. Determined to try, Samantha sat up and took a deep breath. I can't just sit here and wait, she said aloud. She grabbed her laptop and opened a blank document. I'll write her a letter, she decided. Writing had always been her way of expressing feelings, and maybe this would help. As she typed, words flowed easily. She told Mia how much she missed her, how the days felt longer without their shared laughter. She wrote about the little things that reminded her of their friendship, like the coffee shop they used to visit and the old playground where they spent countless afternoons. With each word, Samantha felt lighter, as if she was sending a piece of her heart across the distance. When she finished the letter, she felt a surge of hope. This will bring us back together, she thought, her heart racing. She saved the letter and decided to send it the next day. Maybe Mia would understand how she felt and want to reconnect. The next morning, she woke up with a renewed sense of purpose. She mailed the letter, and as she dropped it into the mailbox, a wave of excitement washed over her. I did it, she exclaimed. I reached out. Days passed, and Samantha waited anxiously for a response. Each time her phone buzzed, her heart raced. But the replies were from other friends, not Mia. Doubt began to creep in again. What if she doesn't reply? What if she's too busy? But deep down, she held on to hope. Then, one afternoon, while she was studying, her phone lit up. It was a message from Mia. Samantha's heart skipped a beat as she opened it. Hey Sam, I got your letter. I miss you so much. Let's FaceTime soon. Tears of joy filled Samantha's eyes. She still cares, she thought, a smile breaking. Across her face, the distance that had felt so heavy now seemed a little lighter. They set a date for their video call, and Samantha felt a warmth spread through her. On the day of the call, Samantha prepared nervously, wanting everything to be perfect. When Mia's face appeared on the screen, it was like a breath of fresh air. They laughed, shared stories, and caught up on everything they had missed. I was so scared you'd forget about me, Samantha admitted, her voice trembling. Never, Mia replied, her smile bright and reassuring. You're my best friend. No distance can change that. In that moment, Samantha realized that true friendship could withstand anything. They might be apart, but their bond was unbreakable. They promised to keep in touch more often, to make their friendship a priority, no matter the miles between them. As the call ended, Samantha felt a wave of relief and happiness wash over her. We can do this, she thought. We're stronger. Together, no matter the distance. And just like that, with hope guiding her, she felt ready to take on anything the world threw her way. They might be separated by miles, but they would always find their way back to each other. After her call with Mia, Samantha felt a renewed sense of hope. The laughter they shared and the stories they exchanged reminded her of the strong bond they had. But as the days passed, the joy of their conversation faded into a longing for more connection. She missed Mia's presence in her life, not just through a screen. Samantha often found herself daydreaming about their adventures together. She remembered the time they spent a whole summer planning a trip to the beach, even though they never made it. They had spent hours drawing maps and making lists of things to pack. Now, with Mia living far away, those dreams felt like distant memories. But Samantha didn't want to give up. She realized that she had to be proactive if she wanted to keep their friendship alive. One evening, Samantha sat at her desk, feeling inspired. What if we could have our beach trip after all? She thought. She grabbed a piece of paper and began to write down ideas. We could have a virtual beach day, she exclaimed aloud. She could plan an online event where they could both enjoy the beach from their homes. Excited, Samantha started thinking about the details. She would create a playlist of beach-themed songs, pair a few fun beach games, and even suggest making their favorite snacks. This could be so much fun, she said, her heart racing with anticipation. But doubt crept in again. It's not the same. What if Mia doesn't want to do it? She worried. Samantha took a deep breath, reminding herself that the best friendships require effort. I have to try, she decided. This is my chance to show her how much she means to me. The next day, she sent me a message. Hey, I was thinking, how about we have a virtual beach day this weekend? We can listen to music, make snacks, and have some fun. She hit send, her heart pounding. Hours passed with no reply. Samantha checked her phone repeatedly, feeling anxious. What if she's busy? What if she doesn't want to? Just as she was about to lose hope, her phone buzzed. It was a message from Mia. I love that idea. I can't wait. Let's do it. Samantha felt a rush of excitement. Yes, we're going to do this, she cheered. She spent the next few days preparing. She made a list of songs that reminded her of summer, packed her favorite snacks, and even set up her living room to look like a beach. She draped a blue blanket on the floor, placed some seashells around, and even lit a candle that smelled like coconut. When Saturday arrived, Samantha was buzzing with energy. She logged onto her laptop and set up the video call, eagerly waiting for Mia to join. Finally, the screen lit up, and there was Mia, smiling brightly. Wow, it looks amazing, Mia exclaimed, looking at Samantha's setup. I love it, thanks. I wanted it to feel special, Samantha replied. They both laughed and began to chat, sharing their favorite beach memories and reminiscing about their childhood. Samantha played the music she had chosen. They danced in their separate rooms, feeling the joy of the moment. They shared recipes for their snacks and even tried to make them together over the call. It felt like they were truly together, even though miles separated them as they enjoyed their virtual beach day. Samantha realized that distance didn't have to mean separation. They were still able to create memories and connect despite being apart. She felt empowered to take charge of her friendships, understanding that love and effort could overcome any challenge at the end of the day. As the sun set outside her window, Samantha felt a sense of peace. This was the best day, she said, smiling at Mia. I agree. We should do this more often, Mia replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. I'd love that, Samantha said, her heart full. They made plans for their next virtual hangout. It's promising to keep the connection alive. As the call ended, Samantha reflected on how far they had come. She had faced her fears and taken a chance to reconnect. She now understood that true friendship could endure any distance. With hope in her heart, she felt ready to embrace whatever came next. Just like that. She knew they would find their way back to each other, no matter how far apart they were. The distance might have seemed daunting, but together they could overcome anything. And as she pushed away from her desk, she felt a surge of confidence. They were stronger together, and nothing could change that. After their wonderful virtual beach day, Samantha felt a renewed sense of connection with Mia. However, as the days turned into weeks, she noticed that the calls became less frequent. Life was busy for both of them, and she began to feel that familiar ache of distance creeping back in. She missed their conversations and the laughter they shared. One rainy afternoon, Samantha sat by her window, watching the raindrops slide down the glass. She thought about how easy it had been to connect. With Mia during their beach day, "Can't let this distance pull us apart again," she said to herself. "I need to take action." Samantha grabbed her notebook, determined to come up with a new plan. She flipped through the pages filled with ideas and memories, finally landing on one that made her smile. A friendship challenge. It would be a series of fun activities they could do together, even from far away. Excited by the idea, she wrote down a few challenges. There would be a photo challenge where they could send each other pictures of their favorite places. Cooking challenge where they would make the same recipe and share their results. And a movie night where they could watch the same film and chat about it afterward. Each challenge would be a way to keep their friendship alive and strengthen their bond. Samantha felt a surge of energy as she planned everything out. This is perfect, she thought. It will be fun, and it will give us a reason to talk more. She couldn't wait to share her idea with Mia. That evening, she sent Mia a message. "Hey, I have an idea. How about we do a friendship challenge? We can do fun activities together and keep in touch more. What do you think?" Samantha held her breath, waiting for a response. Moments later, her phone buzzed, and she quickly opened the message. "I love it. That sounds amazing. Let's start right away." Samantha felt a wave of relief and joy wash over her. They decided to kick off the challenge with the photo challenge first. They would each take pictures of their favorite places and share them the next day. The following morning, Samantha woke up excited. She decided to take her photo at the local park where she and Mia had spent many afternoons together. She grabbed her phone and headed out, feeling inspired. The park was beautiful, with flowers blooming and birds chirping. She took a few pictures, capturing the vibrant colors and the peaceful atmosphere. Later that day, she sent the photo to Mia, along with a message. "This is my favorite place. I remember all the times we laughed here. What about you?" Mia replied quickly, sending her own picture. It was a photo of a cozy cafe in her new city, filled with sunlight and people enjoying their drinks. "This is my favorite spot. I miss our coffee dates," she wrote. Samantha felt a warm glow inside as they exchanged stories about their chosen places. The conversation flowed easily. It felt like the distance between them was shrinking over the next few weeks. They continued the friendship challenge, sharing photos, cooking the same meals, and even having movie nights. Each activity brought them closer together, and Samantha found herself smiling more often. They laughed at their cooking disasters and shared heartfelt moments during their movie discussions. One evening, during a video call, Mia looked serious. "Sam, I really want to thank you for this challenge. It has meant so much to me," she said, her voice soft. "I was feeling lonely here, and this has helped me feel connected to you again." Samantha's heart swelled with happiness. "I feel the same way. I didn't want to lose our friendship. I'm so glad we're doing this together." They spent the rest of the evening talking, sharing their dreams and fears. Samantha opened up about how she had worried that Mia would forget her, and Mia reassured her that their bond was unbreakable. As the call ended, Samantha reflected on how far they had come. She had taken the initiative to reconnect, and it had paid off. The distance no longer felt like a barrier. Instead, it was a challenge they faced together. With every challenge they completed, Samantha felt stronger and more hopeful. She realized that their friendship was a powerful force, one that could withstand any distance. They were not just surviving, they were thriving together, no matter where they were in the world. Samantha smiled, knowing that they would continue to find ways to stay close. She felt empowered by their journey and was ready to embrace whatever came next. Their friendship was a testament to the strength of connection, and she knew that together they could face anything. As the weeks passed, the friendship challenge continued to strengthen the bond between Samantha and Mia. They laughed, shared stories, and enjoyed each other's company through their screens. However, even with all the fun they were having, Samantha still felt a hint of sadness. She missed the moments when they could be together in person, sharing laughter and warmth without any barriers. One evening, after finishing their latest challenge, a cooking session, where they both attempted to make homemade pizzas, Samantha sat on her bed, staring at the empty room around her. The delicious smell of pizza still lingered in the air, but it reminded her of how much she missed Mia's presence. I want more than just video calls, she thought. I want to see her, to feel like we're really together again. Samantha pondered how she could reconnect with Mia in a more meaningful way. An idea began to take shape in her mind. What if I surprised her? She thought. What if I planned a visit? The thought excited her, but it also filled her with anxiety. What if Mia wasn't ready for a visit? What if it was too much? Shaking off her doubts, Samantha decided to take action. She grabbed her notebook and started planning. She would need to save money for the trip, so she made a list of things she could do to earn extra cash. She could babysit for neighbors, sell some crafts she had made, and even do some yard work for family friends. Each idea made her heart race with determination. Over the next few weeks, Samantha worked hard. She babysat every weekend, spent evenings crafting bracelets and mowed lawns. Each dollar she earned brought her closer to her goal. She felt proud of herself for taking charge of her friendship. Finally, after several weeks of hard work, Samantha had saved enough money for a plane ticket to visit Mia. She could hardly contain her excitement. She quickly booked the flight for the following weekend. This is going to be the best surprise ever, she thought, her heart racing with joy. As the day of her trip approached, Samantha felt a mix of excitement and nerves. What if Mia didn't react the way she hoped? What if she was busy or had other plans? But deep down, Samantha believed in the strength of their friendship. She knew that seeing each other in person would mean so much to both of them. On the morning of her flight, Samantha woke up early, feeling butterflies in her stomach. She packed her bag carefully, including some small gifts for Mia, bracelets she had made, and a photo album filled with memories of their time together. This will remind her of all the good times we've had, Samantha thought, smiling to herself. When she arrived at Mia's city, she took a deep breath, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety. She took a taxi to Mia's apartment, her heart pounding as she approached the door. This is it, she whispered, trying to calm herself. After a moment of hesitation, she knocked on the door. She could hear Mia moving around inside, and her heart raced. A few seconds later, the door swung open. Mia, Samantha exclaimed, unable to contain her excitement. Mia's eyes widened in shock. Samantha, what are you doing here? Mia gasped, her voice filled with surprise and joy. I wanted to surprise you. I missed you so much, Samantha said, her smile beaming. Mia's face broke into a huge grin, and she pulled Samantha into a tight hug. I can't believe you're here. This is the best surprise ever. They stepped back, both laughing and crying a little from happiness. Samantha felt an overwhelming sense of relief and joy. Being together in person felt magical. Like everything that had felt distant was suddenly close again. The rest of the weekend was filled with laughter, adventures, and catching up. They explored the city, visited Mia's favorite cafe, and spent long hours talking about everything they had missed. It felt as if no time had passed at all. As they sat together in a park, watching the sunset, Samantha reflected on how far they had come. She had taken a leap of faith to reconnect with Mia, and it had paid off beautifully. Their friendship was stronger than ever. The distance that once felt daunting was now just a part of their story. I'm so glad I did this, Samantha said, her heart full. I realize that we can always find ways to stay connected, no matter the distance. Mia nodded, her eyes sparkling. Absolutely. This weekend has reminded me just how special our friendship is. And as they sat together, watching the sun dip below the horizon, Samantha knew that their bond could withstand anything. They were not just friends. They were a team, ready to face whatever challenges life threw their way. With hope in their hearts, they felt ready to embrace the future. Samantha felt a wave of happiness as she spent the weekend with Mia. Their time together had reminded her of how strong their friendship was, and she couldn't believe how much she had missed Mia's laughter and warmth. But as the weekend came to an end, a sense of sadness crept back in. She knew she had to return home, and the thought of saying goodbye felt heavy in her heart. On Sunday evening, as they sat in Mia's living room, sharing stories and memories, Samantha couldn't shake the feeling of dread. I wish we didn't Have to go back to our old routine, she said, her voice soft. I want to keep this connection alive. Mia looked thoughtful for a moment. Me too, she said. But we can't let distance stop us. We've already proven that we can find ways to be together even if it's not in person. Why not plan a new adventure? Samantha's eyes lit up. What do you mean? We could plan a trip together somewhere we've always wanted to? Go, Mia suggested. We can save up and make it happen. It doesn't have to be soon, but having something to look forward to could help us stay connected. Samantha felt a surge of excitement. That's a great idea. We could choose a place we both love and start planning right away. We spent the next few hours brainstorming dream destinations. They talked about the mountains, the beach, and even the city where they had always wanted to explore together. Finally, they settled on a beautiful national park known for its stunning landscapes and hiking trails. Imagine us hiking through the trees and having picnics by the lake, Mia said, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Samantha nodded, feeling the energy of their plans fill the room. We can create a list of everything we want to do and see. We should start saving money now. As they wrote down their ideas, Samantha felt a sense of hope growing inside her. This adventure was more than just a trip. It was a promise to each other that their friendship would continue to thrive no matter the distance. The next day, Samantha packed her bags to return home. She felt a mix of emotions. She was sad to leave Mia, but excited about their plans. We can do this, she told herself. We are stronger together, and we have so much to look forward to. After returning home, Samantha immediately started organizing their trip.
She
Created a shared document where they could plan everything together. They set a timeline for saving money, decided on activities, and even made a list of things they wanted to bring. Each time she added something to the document, she felt a sense of purpose and excitement. Weeks turned into months, and Samantha and Mia stayed in touch more than ever. They sent each other updates on their savings, shared tips on how to cut costs, and even found online videos to help them prepare for their hiking adventures. Their friendship challenge had transformed into a beautiful journey of planning their trip that gave them both something to look forward to. One evening, Samantha sat at her desk. She received a message from Mia. I can't believe we're really doing this. We're going to have the best time, Mia wrote. Samantha smiled, her heart swelling with joy. I know. I can't wait to see all the beautiful places together. It feels like we're really making our dreams come true, she replied. As the date of their trip approached, Samantha felt more excited and hopeful than ever. She had learned that distance didn't have to mean separation. Instead, it could be an opportunity to grow and strengthen their friendship. They had found a way to turn their longing into action, and now they were on the brink of a new adventure. Finally, the day arrived. Samantha packed her bag with all the essentials, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. She couldn't wait to see Mia again and explore the national park together. When she arrived at the park, Mia was already waiting for her, a big smile on her face. They hugged tightly, and in that moment, all the months of planning and waiting melted away. They were finally together, ready to embark on their adventure. As they hiked through the trees, breathing in the fresh air and feeling the warmth of the sun on their faces, Samantha realized how blessed she was to have a friend like Mia. They were not just making memories. They were creating a bond that would last a lifetime. This is just the beginning, Samantha thought, her heart filled with hope. Together, they would face whatever challenges came their way, knowing that their friendship was strong enough to conquer anything. And as they climbed higher into the mountains, they felt the thrill of adventure and the power of their connection guiding them forward. The sun shone brightly as Samantha and Mia stood at the entrance of the national park, ready to begin their long-awaited adventure. It felt surreal to finally be together after all those months of planning and dreaming. As they looked at the towering trees and the winding trails ahead, excitement bubbled within them. Can you believe we're actually here? Mia said, her eyes sparkling. I know. It feels like a dream. Samantha replied, grinning from ear to ear. They started down the trail, surrounded by the sounds of birds singing and leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. With every step, Samantha felt a sense of joy and freedom. This trip was more than just a getaway. It was a celebration of their friendship and everything they had overcome. As they hiked deeper into the park, the beauty around them took their breath away. The towering trees stretched high into the sky, and vibrant wildflowers painted the ground. They stopped often to take pictures, capturing the moments they had longed for. After a while, they reached a clearing with a stunning view of a lake shimmering in the sunlight. They both gasped at the sight. "This is amazing," Mia exclaimed. Samantha agreed, and they sat down on a large rock, taking in the beautiful scenery. I'm so glad we did this," she said, looking at Mia. "I really missed you." "I missed you too," Mia replied, her smile warm and genuine. "It's just what we needed. It feels like we're back to being us again." With their hearts full, they shared stories about their lives since they last saw each other. Mia talked about her new job and friends, while Samantha shared her experiences at home. They laughed at the silly things that had happened and reminisced about their childhood adventures. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the lake, they decided to have a picnic. Samantha pulled out the snacks they had packed: sandwiches, fruit, and cookies. They laid out a blanket and enjoyed their meal, the warmth of their friendship wrapping around them like a cozy blanket. "I'm so glad we planned this trip," Mia said between bites. "It shows that distance doesn't have to mean we grow apart. We can still create beautiful memories." Samantha nodded, feeling a surge of hope. "You're right. We just have to be willing to put in the effort. Used to worry about losing you, but now I know we can handle anything together." After finishing their picnic, they decided to take a walk along the lake. The peaceful sound of water lapping at the shore was calming, and the sky was painted with shades of orange and pink. As they walked, they talked about their dreams for the future. They shared their hopes, fears, and aspirations, feeling more connected than ever. Suddenly, Mia stopped and looked thoughtful. I've been thinking, what if we made this trip a tradition? We could come back every year no matter where we are in life." Samantha's eyes lit up. "That's a fantastic idea. We can explore new places together and keep making memories. It'll be our special tradition." They both laughed, feeling a sense of excitement at the thought of future adventures. It was a promise to each other, a commitment to keep their friendship alive no matter where life took them. As they continued their walk, they came across a small hill.
Ow.
"Let's climb to the top," Mia suggested, her eyes shining with determination. Samantha felt a rush of energy. "Let's do it." They scrambled up the hill, laughing and encouraging each other along the way. When they reached the top, they were greeted with a breathtaking view of the park below. The sight was magnificent, and they stood in awe, feeling like they were on top of the world. "This is incredible," Samantha shouted, her heart racing with joy. Mia smiled, taking in the moment. "We did this together, climbed that hill, and now we can see everything." Standing there, Samantha realized how much their friendship had grown, had faced the distance, and turned it into something beautiful. "We can face anything together," she said, looking at Mia. "No matter how far apart we are, we'll always find a way back to each other." As they descended the hill, Samantha felt a renewed sense of hope and strength. She knew that their friendship was a powerful force, one that could stand the test of time and distance. Together, they would continue to create memories, explore new horizons, and support each other through life's ups and downs. With each step they took, Samantha felt more confident in their bond. They were not just friends, they were a team ready to take on the world. As they walked side by side, she knew that their adventure was just beginning. Samantha and Mia stood at the edge of the lake, the sun rising over the horizon and casting a warm glow across the water. Their camping trip had been everything they had hoped for and more. They had laughed, shared stories, and rekindled their friendship in a way that felt magical. But as the weekend came to a close, Samantha couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness creeping back in. "I can't believe we have to go home tomorrow," Samantha said, her voice soft. Mia nodded, her expression thoughtful. "I know, but this trip has shown me that we can always find ways to stay connected, no matter how far apart we are." Samantha smiled, grateful for Mia's positivity. "You're right. We've already made so many great memories together, and now we have a plan for the future." They had decided to make their annual trip a tradition, a promised to each other that they would always prioritize their friendship. It felt good to have something to look forward to, a way to keep their bond strong. That morning, they planned to go for one last hike before heading home. As they packed their backpacks, Samantha felt a mix of excitement and melancholy. This trip had reminded her of how important it was to nurture their friendship, but it also made her realize how much she missed having Mia nearby. "Let's make this hike special," Mia suggested as they set off down the trail. "How about we each share one thing we've learned about our friendship during this trip?" Samantha thought for a moment as they walked. "I've learned that distance doesn't mean we have to grow apart," she said. "We just have to put in the effort to stay connected. And you've shown me that it's possible to create new memories, even if we're not together all the time." Mia smiled. "I feel the same way. I've realized that our friendship is worth fighting for. No matter where we are in life, we can always find a way back to each other." As they continued hiking, the trail led them to a breathtaking viewpoint overlooking the valley below. The sight was stunning, and they stood in awe, taking it all in. "I can't believe we made it," Samantha exclaimed, her heart racing with excitement. "This view is amazing, just like our friendship," Mia said, grinning. "It's beautiful and full of possibilities." They took pictures together, capturing the moment, and as they posed, Samantha felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. She had fought through her fears of losing Mia, and now they were stronger than ever. As they hiked back down, Samantha's mind raced with ideas. "What if we did more than just our annual trip?" she asked. "What if we planned smaller adventures? Throughout the year, we could meet up for a weekend, or even just a day, somewhere halfway between our homes." Mia's face lit up with excitement. "I love that idea. We could explore new places and keep making memories in between our big trips." Samantha felt a sense of hope growing within her. They were not just friends who would see each other once. A year they were actively choosing to be part of each other's lives. "We could even create a list of all the places we want to visit together," she suggested. "Yes, let's do it," Mia replied, her enthusiasm contagious as they reached the bottom of the trail. They found a quiet spot by the lake. They sat down on a bench, watching the water ripple gently in the breeze. "Mia, I want you to know how much you mean to me," Samantha said, her voice sincere. "You've always been my best friend, and I don't want anything to change that. I'm so grateful for this trip and for our friendship." Mia looked at her with warmth in her eyes. "I feel the same way, Sam. You've always been there for me, even when we were apart. I know we can face anything together." With those words, they both felt a sense of peace. They had overcome the challenges of distance, and together they had created a stronger friendship. As they made their way back to their campsite to pack up, Samantha felt lighter. She realized that their adventure was just the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. They had proven that love and friendship could overcome any obstacle. When they finally finished packing and headed for the car, Samantha took one last look at the beautiful park. "I can't wait for our next adventure," she said, a smile spreading across her face. "Me too," Mia replied, her excitement matching Samantha's. "This is just the start." As they drove away, Samantha felt a sense of hope in her heart. They were ready to face whatever life threw at them, together. Their friendship was stronger than ever, and she knew they would always find their way back to each other, no matter the distance.